Hello everyone, welcome to Thread Local. Today we'll discuss one topic which is life cycle of a thread in Java. So how thread is getting created, what it runs, and how it is getting terminated, and what are the steps involved during this process. So all about that we will get to know here. So now with help of a diagram, we will quickly discuss what are the steps or states involved in a thread's life cycle. Then each and every part we will explain one by one. So when a thread is first created, that time it will be in the new state. When it will be started, that time it will enter into the runnable mode. Means this thread is now eligible for running. So ready for running state. But it is not guaranteed that thread scheduler will assign it and it will start running it. So when it will be scheduled by the thread scheduler, that time it will be in the running mode. And in between running, maybe some other task have to perform or another thread will get priority. Then it will be again suspended and again it can go to the ready for running time. So that time it will be into non-runnable state. And that state can be of timed waiting, waiting or blocked. When all these things will be over, like timed waiting is done, or block state is done, then it will again go to the running state and it will finish its job. Then it will exit and it will be terminated. So what is time waiting, waiting and blocked? Everything I will explain one by one. So now let's move to the next section. Now what is a new state? So when a thread will be get created and assigned a runnable object to it, means the work, and it is not yet started. So that time it is in the new state. Now let's see what is the new state. So I have defined one class thread state which is implementing the runnable interface. So here I am creating a runnable object and I have overridden the run method. That is the task for the thread. Now thread t equal to new thread I am doing and where I am passing the runnable object. Then I am printing the state of the thread now by t dot get state, which will give me the state of the thread. So this t or the state is actually a enum. If you come to the Oracle documentation, so there you can see this thread.state is actually a type of enum which can be of 6 types: new, runnable, blocked, waiting, time waiting, and terminated. So which are the states I have just explained. Now let's run it and check what output it is giving. So if you run it, we get the output as thread state as new because this thread is not yet started, so it is a new. Now when we will start the thread t dot start, that time it will be into the runnable mode, means that thread is eligible for running. So now if we have a thread scheduler where we have 4 new thread 1, thread 2, thread 3 and thread 4. That time this thread 1 I have started, but maybe that time thread 4 was scheduled by the thread scheduler. So that time this thread 1 have to wait for some time before getting its turn. Now when thread scheduler will schedule thread 1 for running, that time it will be actually running, but it is already in a runnable state. Now suppose the work of this thread 1 is to print from 1 to 100. So after printing 1 to 20, maybe thread scheduler will suspend it and start the job of thread 2. Then again later on, maybe from 20 to 100 it can print and do the work. Now we will do a t dot start to start this thread, and then we will again print the state of the thread. So if you run it now, then we can check. So first it was new, then it is in runnable state and it is running. But when I have placed this statement to print the state, it is not guaranteed that it will print because t dot start I did, so it went to the runnable mode. But when the controller came to this line, in between that, if it is not started, so maybe it can show the new state only. So what is block state? A block state means where the thread is waiting for a monitor lock to enter a synchronized block or re-enter a synchronized block or method. So now take one example. We have a thread scheduler where thread 1 and thread 2 is running. And both for thread 1 and thread 2, the run method is same implementation. And they have to implement one method inside the run, which is actually a synchronize method. Public synchronize void run this. So suppose take that thread 1 just started executing this. So that time what it will do, as it synchronize, so it will acquire the lock, means no other thread can enter. So that time thread 2, if it will go and try to run this, it have to wait, because thread 1 have to first finish all the work defined inside this synchronize method. So that time, as the thread 2 is waiting, that is known as the blocked state. Now let's see how we can simulate the block state. So I have defined a class called block state where I have defined two thread, and what is the work for them, the runnable thing, that is defined in the thread state, which is implementing runnable, and in the run method I have defined what task it have to perform. So basically it is calling one method get same resource where one infinite while loop is there, and it's a synchronized method. That means one thread can run it at a time. Now in the block state I have defined two thread T1 and T2, and I am starting them both. So after some thread dot sleep I am printing what is the state for both of them. Now if we run here, what output I am getting? T1 dot state equal to runnable and T2 state is blocked. Why? Because suppose first T1 dot start actually scheduled and it entered here and started executing this get same resource block. As it is a while loop, so if you still see here it is still running, means I have to forcefully terminate. So that time when thread 2 want to do the same work, but it is getting blocked. So if you stop it now, then what you can do is you can rerun it again. So in this video I have only explained about the new runnable and block state. Waiting, timed waiting and terminated, these three state need some more explanation and the video length will be more. That's why in the part 2 of the video I will upload that thing. Thanks for watching.